It just got really hot in here. Why am I wearing pants? Right, I'm in front of a giant window and people can see me. That's why I have pants on. Compromise. I'm gonna go put shorts on and turn a fan on. I'll be back. Hey guys, it's Zoe, and today I'm going to be doing my BookTubeAthon TBR. Before I get into that, the language from the last video was Albanian. I think only 1 or 2 people actually got that one right. Honestly, if I wasn't the one doing it and I had just heard it, I wouldn't know either. I've only ever heard that language spoken once, and it was not what I expected it to sound like at all. The language for today is also one that I've rarely heard spoken, so please help me. I need my handy dandy laptop for pronunciation purposes. Hej, det onsdag idag. Det onsdag idag. Hej, det onsdag idag. I've seen some things where the proper form of this language, you pronounce the G at the end, and other things are saying that most dialects don't pronounce it, but then some say that you sound ridiculous without pronouncing the G, but then people say you sound ridiculous do pronouncing the G, so I don't know. Please help me. I think it's Hej, det onsdag idag. Dag, onsdag idag, onsdag idag, dag. I don't know. Please help me. This language is similar from what I've seen to another one that I've done, which is a parent language for the other one that I'm doing today. If all goes well, both videos will be up today. Who knows if all's gonna go well though. Now that that is out of the way, let's get into this TBR. The BookTubeAthon runs from July 30th to August 5th, that whole week, Sunday to the Saturday. There are 7 challenges for the readathon, and they are to read 7 books. You growling at me? Stop. Wear the same hat while reading an entire book, which I think is going to be fantastic. Read a book to movie adaptation, and then I think you have to watch the adaptation, which is always a bonus. Read a book with a beautiful spine. Read a book with green on the cover. Read a book that features something that you want to do. Could be really anything. And finally, to let a coin toss pick your first read. So naturally, you'd have to pick 2 books that you would do for your first read, and then let a coin toss pick between the 2. I need a coin. I forgot. I'll be back. I have 7 books chosen for this readathon, but because this readathon also falls during the beginning of the Newt's readathon, there is a very specific reading order, except for the first 2 books, which I'm hoping to read one each day on the 30th and the 31st before the Newt's readathon starts. So the coin is going to pick between those 2 reads, which are Beauty and the Beast and The A-List by Zoe Dean. Let's get the coin toss out of the way, and then I will say what else these 2 books cover. Fun fact, this actually should have been in the 25 facts about me video. I can't flip a coin to save my life. You know how people do the thing where they flick it and then it comes down and they smack it? I've never been able to do that. I'm almost 25 years old and I've never successfully tossed a coin like that. So let's just try and make a fool out of myself. Jesus Christ. I can't. I did it. Okay. I didn't even pick heads or tails yet. Wow. Okay, we're gonna redo this whole thing. Heads, Beauty and the Beast. Tails, The A-List. Let's try this again. I did it! And it's heads. What did I say? Beauty and the Beast. That's my #1 read. Also probably gonna be my favorite. The first book of the readathon is Beauty and the Beast, and this covers the Beautiful Spine challenge. I really like it. I think that's super pretty. Honestly, the one that I was really gonna choose for this one was The Bells, because I love that spine, but I read it recently, and I'm gonna wait a little bit until I read it again, probably until the next book comes out. As well, it fulfills the book to movie challenge. I'm going to probably end up watching the Emma Watson live action remake. Also the Disney one, because I have no self-control. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite fairy tale. Belle is my favorite Disney princess. I'm in love. Naturally, because I got Heads and Beauty and the Beast as my first read, The A-List by Zoe Dean is going to be my second read, and this fulfills the challenge of something that you want to do. The main character goes from the East Coast to the West Coast. She goes to LA. I've never been, and I really want to. Also, was she from New York? I think she's from New York. Also a place I want to go to, so beautiful. I first started this series when I was 12, I think, back when I started The Click and The It Girl and Gossip Girl. It was all in that sort of phase. I never finished the series and I just recently got more, so I want to reread that series. I'll probably just start with this one and then finish the series in September after the Newts Readathon is done, because I didn't pick any of those for the Newts Readathon. This book follows a girl named Anna who has had it with her perfect grades, her perfect boring prep school, her perfect life living on the East Coast with her mother. So she jets off to LA to go live with her dad. Everything seems perfect when she gets to LA. Within the first 24 hours, she hits an Oscar winner's wedding, she goes to an amazing party, she meets a guy that she might just end up falling in love with. It sounds perfect. Until Cammy, Sam, and Dee show up, and they're the A-list and she is encroaching on their territory. Cattiness ensues. Of course it does. This is like one of the original trashy YA novels. I love it. It's so petty. These girls are so ridiculous and I am trash for this. I love it. Honestly, these books are all pretty terrible, but they're just so terrible that they're good. The next 5 books coincide with the Newts Readathon, so I will go through them now and then just quickly go through them again at the beginning of that video. The next 2 books are Angus, Thongs, and Full Frontal Snogging, and on the bright side, I'm now the girlfriend of a sex god. The first 2 books in the Confessions of Georgia Nicholson series by Louise Renison. Honestly, I could use this one or the A-list for green on the cover. This one obviously has a lot of green. The A-list had like a little bit of green. I could also use this for the book-to-movie adaptation because I haven't seen this movie in a long time, and I remember it not being nearly as good as the book, but I still enjoyed it. So we'll see. Probably still gonna go with Beauty and the Beast, but I have options. I like having options. This series follows a girl named Georgia who's I think 13 or 14, and it's just basically the shenanigans that she gets up to in her everyday life. She lives somewhere in England, I don't remember, and she's just completely ridiculous. I love her. Let me rephrase. I loved her when I was 13, 14 reading this. I am highly concerned that I'm not gonna like this now that it's been about 10 years. If that happens, I'm going to be so sad because it was one of my favorites. I really hope that I don't hate it. I'll just have to keep reminding myself that she is a young teenager and all young teenagers can be ridiculous. I went through that phase. Hell, I'm still going through that phase and I'm not a young teenager anymore. The next 2 books after that are Cinder and Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. Cinder is a retelling of Cinderella. Scarlet is a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood, I believe. Yes, Little Red Riding Hood. These 2 are not your average retelling though. They are set how far into the future? Don't remember. Super far into the future. I read Cinder. I really liked Cinder. Surprising because I usually don't like sci-fi, but I really did enjoy this. And it will be my first time reading Scarlet, so I'm very excited to start this readathon because this has been on my TBR for way too long. The last book for this readathon that doesn't fulfill a specific challenge except for reading 7 books is Knocked Out by My Nunga Nungas, the 3rd book in the Confessions of Georgia Nicholson series. As always, I'm not really gonna tell you what this one is about because spoilers for the first 2 books, but this one is super short, so if all goes according to plan, I will be reading much more than 7 books this week. I think I have it planned out that if I really finish all of the books that I want to in the time that I want to, I'll finish 15 that week. So fingers crossed. The last challenge that I haven't mentioned is wear the same hat while reading an entire book. I know exactly which hat I'm gonna wear. Let me go grab it. Please don't be spiders. Oh! This is the hat that I'm going to be wearing. There are surprisingly no spiders on it. There are so many spiders in our house right now. We live near a lot of trees. I've mentioned it before. There's like a forest-ish kind of thing behind our house. There are spiders everywhere. We need to spray the house again. Anyways, this is the hat I'm going to be wearing. Super cute. I've had this hat my entire life. I mean it, my entire life. I'm just gonna keep this on. Why not? Squishing my hair. And like it actually fits now. It didn't fit when I was a small child. I'm gonna wear this the entire time I'm reading one of those books. Probably the last one because it's the shortest, and unless I have straight hair, hats are not ideal because they squish, and the curl, when it gets squished, it's not a good thing. So that's it for this TBR. I don't think I forgot anything. If you guys are participating in this readathon, definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys are reading and what you're using for the challenges. Really train, as always, to stay updated with my current reads and how I'm feeling about them. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Goodreads, all at Your Book Nerd Zoe, which I will leave linked down below in the description box. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope you all have a wonderful day and get at least a little bit of uninterrupted reading time. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
They're gonna clean up your looks with all the lies in the books to make a citizen out of you. because they sleep.